Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. As usual, before we start our lesson, kita ni akan mulakan dengan berselawat ke atas Rasulullah SAW selama 2 minit. Mari kita ni sama-sama membaca 3 niat penting sebelum memulakan selawat ke atas Rasulullah SAW. Yang pertama, kami niatkan selawat kami untuk memenuhi perintah Allah Subhanahu wa taala. Yang kedua, kami niatkan selawat kami untuk memenuhi hak Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Dan yang ketiga, kami niatkan selawat kami untuk mendapat syafaat Rasulullah di akhirat kelak. 2 minutes from now.
اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد. 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 اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد.
Doa sebelum belajar. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma aftah alaina hikmataka wanshur alaina min hazaini rahmatika ya arhamar rahimin. Ya Allah, bukakanlah ke atas kami hikmat-hikmat-Mu dan limpahilah ke atas kami khazanah rahmat-Mu. Wahai yang maha pemurah lagi maha penyayang.
Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Ya Rabbku, lapangkanlah untukku dadaku dan mudahkanlah untukku urusanku, dan lepaskanlah kekakuan dari lidahku, supaya mereka mengerti perkataanku.
Amin.
Amin, amin, ya Rabbal Alamin. Our topic for today will be squares and square roots. Can you please get ready with your notes, page 17 and 18, and your worksheet, page 16 and 17. Let us start with learning objectives. By the end of the lesson, students should be able to recognize square numbers and positive and negative square roots in a variety of contexts and problem. And second one, students should be able to use square numbers and positive and negative square roots in a variety of contexts and problem. Here will be the steps to success to achieve the objectives. First, you need to recall squares and square roots. Second, you need to revise prime factorization because we involve prime factorization, for example, 42 in this topic. And lastly, you need to solve the questions given. Of square, the square of a number n is the product of n, and this square root is actually the inverse operation of squaring that number, and square root will always be denoted by this symbol. Okay, discuss this example 38. Part A, find the square of each following integers. So the first question is 12. So top square will be 144. 12 times 12. Okay. The second one, negative 9. When we multiply that negative 9 two times, because it is square, square means repeated twice, alright? And it will give you same sign, correct? So if the rule for same sign, the answer will be positive. Okay, therefore the answer is 81. Negative 9 times negative 9. For part B, you need to work out negative 3 square. Okay, negative 3 square, same like this A part 2. Alright, we repeat that negative 3 two times. Okay, negative 3 times negative 3. Therefore, the answer is 9. Alright, and the second one, okay, although here is cube, not a square, but the concept is still the same. Okay, but here you need to repeat this negative 2 three times. Okay, negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 3, negative 2, and the answer should be in negative integers. And what will be the answer for this one? It will be negative 8. Moving on with example 39. In this example 39, you are asked to find the value of plus minus square root 225. Actually, for a square root, it always have plus and minus. But in your primary level, you only learn about positive square root. Okay, but this information is very important for your upper level. All right, and how are we going to answer this kind of questions? You need to look for the square root of 225. Okay, you look for the square root of 225, and the answer here is 15, correct? So if it is plus and minus of square root 225, therefore we have two answers. The first one is positive 15 and the second one is negative 15. Okay, like this. Alright, now, can you please try this example 40? You need to find the value of plus minus square root 169. In these questions, you need to find the positive and negative answer for square root 169. Okay, you can follow the steps here. And the first one, you need to look for what will be the answer for square root 169. And the answer is 13. And here, plus minus, still, we need to put it here. Alright. And this means this 13, we split into two answers. The first one, 13, and the second one, negative 13. 41. Write down the positive square root of 5 4 out of 7. Okay, here the question is about positive square root. Now, the first step, you need to change this sentence into symbol like this, square root 5 4 out of 7, and then you need to look for improper fraction for this fraction. Okay, you need to recall how to change mixed number into improper fraction. Here you put multiply and here is plus. Okay, and then you will get square root for 49 out of 9. Okay, and bear in mind, usually the answer here always be a perfect square. Okay, usually the answer here always be perfect square. If your answer is not a perfect square, you need to check again if you miss anything in your workings. Alright, Once you get this, and you need to look for square root 49, the answer is 7, and square root of 9, the answer is 3. Therefore, your final answer will be 7 out of 3. Example for this session, by using prime factorization, find the square root of each of the following. Okay, for part A, you need to find out the square root of 484. Like this. Okay, so we need to find out the square root of 484, and you need to use prime factorization. So you need to recall your prime factorization. Okay, now here will be your prime factorization, and we need to solve this 484 until we get 1. Okay, we divide by 2, and make sure the value here must be prime numbers. Okay, so divide by 2 again will give you 121. We'll divide by 11, so you will get 11 divided by 11, and you will get 1. Okay, for prime factorization, it must be until 1. Okay, and then your answer should be like this. And I put circle here to highlight that we need the number to be repeated twice only, because we're going to find the square root. Alright, that is why I put here circle. So here 1 pair, and this is 1 pair. Okay, and then if you are not using calculator, this will be the method that you're going to use to solve square root. Alright, and 2 square times 11 square, you take the base, and it should be 2 times 11, and the answer is 22. Okay, now the next one, 144, and repeat the same thing repeat the same thing like part A. Use your prime factorization. 144 divided by 2 will give you 72. Divide again by 2 will give you 36. Divide again by 2 will give you 18. And divide again by 2 you will get 9. And divide with 3 will give you 3. You divide 3 and 3, you should get 1. Okay, and remember, we are dealing the square root by using this prime factorization. So although here we have 4, 2, you need to make them as 1 pair. Okay, so draw your circle like this. Okay, so this is 1 pair of 2, and this is another pair of 2, and here is pair of 3. Okay, and you write like this: 2 square times 2 square times 3 square, and make sure to find square root. Here the power must be 2. Okay, and you take the base, and 2 times 2 times 3, therefore your answer is 12. Okay, and your final answer is 12. That will be the end for our lesson. Thank you so much, and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We end our lesson by reciting doa.
Doa selepas belajar. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma inni astaudi'uka ma 'allamtani fardudhu ilayya inda hajati ilaihi wala tansani ya rabbal alamin. Ya Allah, sesungguhnya aku menitipkan padamu ilmu-ilmu yang telah engkau ajarkan kepadaku, dan kembalikanlah kepadaku sewaktu aku memerlukannya kembali. Dan janganlah engkau lupakan aku kepada ilmu itu, wahai Tuhan yang memiliki semesta alam. Amin.